Tornadoes, traffic jams, rising property taxes, rising housing costs? Why does anybody want to live here? Look, Nashville gets a lot of hype, and of course, there is no shortage of people happy to tell you why Nashville is just the worst. I'm here to just tell you the truth and talk about a few things I don't see anyone else talking about. Whether it's the dark side of life here we don't admit, or the light side of every issue we struggle to see. But Steve, you handsome and oddly shiny-headed man, I hear you say, surely there aren't any silver linings to the devastation caused by the frequent tornadoes there? Maybe there is. Stick around to find out and I'll let you be the judge. And hey, if we haven't met, my name is Stephen Vegh and my profession and obsession is Nashville real estate. If you are thinking about buying or selling a home in Nashville, our mission on this channel is to provide you everything you need to make the best decision for you and your family. If you would like us to keep you informed on what it's like to live, eat, sleep, play, and work here in Nashville, subscribe to the channel and reach out anytime. It has been our absolute privilege to help people like yourself make a smooth move to Nashville, and we would love to help you buy that perfect home. Now let's talk about 6 things they won't tell you about living in Nashville, starting with number 6, rising property taxes. Property taxes here in Nashville are overall very reasonable compared to other metro areas around the country, but there's no denying there's a dark side to what's been happening with the property taxes here. Along with a massive increase in the overall assessed property values here in Davidson County the last few years, the property tax rate also went up slightly from about $3.15 per $100 of assessed value to $3.25 per $100. But don't worry, there's a light side. First, assessed values here are only 25% of the actual tax appraisal on a property. So in the example here on screen, a Nashville residence with a tax appraisal of $309,300 has an assessed value of just $77,325 for a total annual tax bill of $2,516.16. Additionally, and I've talked about this on the channel before, there was a plan to increase the property tax rate in Davidson County by a whopping 34% during the pandemic. However, as the market appreciated and assessed values skyrocketed from 2020 to 2022, the local government had to reverse its decision on the 34% tax hike. Dodge that bullet. Property taxes here in Nashville are envied by other major metro areas around the country, but there's no denying that residents here are facing higher property tax bills than in recent years. Number 5 is construction. A mere decade ago, Nashville's downtown skyline presented a much different picture. One that has since been redrawn with the outlines of towering buildings and architectural marvels. The land in Nashville's downtown has increasingly become a hot commodity, and parcels are being purchased at record-breaking prices to make way for ambitious construction projects. The dark side of all this construction is there are many areas around downtown that are an eyesore. And sometimes it seems like the construction projects will never end. This can also cause more traffic issues in a city that didn't need the help, but we'll get to that later. And pardon our dust, but there is a light side to all this construction. Within recent years, Nashville has been ranked among the top 10 cities in the nation for construction workers. One of the many factors contributing to Nashville being the #1 job market in the country. All this development has been representative of Nashville's continuous growth and robust economy, which has shown no real signs of slowing down. Now, number 4 is traffic. I've talked about Nashville's traffic a lot on this channel, and for good reason. Obviously, Nashville is a popular and growing metro area with a lot of people commuting into or touring the city from far and wide. The dark side of this issue isn't just being stuck in traffic jams or being late for work. It's car accidents and fatalities. Davidson County, in which Nashville resides, is one of the leading counties in Tennessee for car accidents injuries and fatalities, with distracted driving and drivers failing to maintain their lane being among the most common causes of accidents here. The light side of this issue is the overall rapid response the city has to these accidents, thanks to programs like the Tennessee Department of Transportation's Help Trucks, deploying trucks on Tennessee's most heavily traveled highways. In fact, on 2 different occasions where I personally had to pull over on the side of Nashville Interstate, a patrolling help truck showed up not long after to check on me and even helped me change my tire. All in all, Nashville does have some pretty rough traffic at times, and some of it has even bled over into the suburbs. Nashville still only ranks 52nd in the nation for city traffic, so it could be worse. And number 3 is the Music City. Nashville has an eclectic culture, but there's no doubt that music is the number one thing that defines our city. The dark side of this fact is twofold. First, while it may be called Music City, when you head into downtown to enjoy the live music, one fact will stand out. This may as well be called Country Music City. If you hate the country twang, you probably aren't going to enjoy Nashville's nightlife. Secondly, Nashville attracts aspiring artists from all over with dreams of making it big in music. And there just isn't that much room in the marketplace for all these hopeful artists to shine. Nashville has no shortage of starving artists and hopeless hopefuls. Don't get me wrong, if you dream of becoming a musician, there is no better culture to be a part of. Just be warned and be ready to compete for that limelight. The light side of this is just how incredible having all this talent in one place is. You can go from venue to venue in Nashville, enjoying the talents of some of the world's best musicians who truly love their craft. And there is no shortage of venues to enjoy the city's fine music scene throughout the greater Nashville area. And the number 2 thing they won't tell you about is the housing costs. As many of you will already know, starting in 2020 and going through much of 2022, we had a nationwide boom in the real estate market, and Nashville rode that appreciation wave like Kelly Slater. The dark side of this boom started when massive inflation hit the US economy, and the federal government adjusted interest rates to counter that inflation. As of the making of this video, mortgage rates are right around 7%, up from the historic lows of 3% and under. While this has caused a massive deceleration in the market and has put many buyers on hold, it has done little to affect home prices in Nashville. In fact, in many Nashville areas, home prices have still steadily risen in 2023. This is due to over a decade of new builds not keeping up with household formation, as well as many homeowners who would otherwise sell staying put in their homes because they don't want to trade their 3% rate for a 7% rate on the next home they buy. To put it simply, the supply-demand curve is still in favor of sellers here in Nashville, and so home buyers here have a real challenge getting approved or being able to afford the mortgage payments under these market circumstances. The light side here is the reality that Nashville's real estate market still remains alive and well, even while many skeptics claim it will crash. Sellers who prepare their home well and price it right are still getting multiple offers, and those who purchase a home here in 2023 are likely to see continued appreciation in the coming years, with the option to refinance in the future if rates come down. The number one thing they won't tell you about Nashville is the tornadoes. Tornadoes can often seem like random acts of God, but the truth is they are more common in certain areas of the country. The dark side of Nashville weather, aside from its unpredictability, is that it resides in Dixie Alley, known for having a higher frequency of tornadoes. In fact, the Middle Tennessee area on average sees more annual tornadoes than both East and West Nashville combined. Most recently, on March 3rd of 2020, tornadoes devastated Nashville and tore through miles of Middle Tennessee, leaving an impact that the city is still recovering from. The light side of this issue is just how supportive the community is here and how everyone comes together in relief efforts when the worst occurs. I am in awe of how Nashville residents support each other and proud to call this place my home. I didn't have time to completely fill you in on the dark side of Nashville, so I made this video for you. I'll see you over there. It was my privilege to share with you today, so I thank you for watching, and I certainly hope to Tennessee you soon.